Hi there, everyone. It's Professor Pierre from Kingsborough. It is Monday, May 25th, and this is my usual Monday morning video on what you need to do going forward for this week in my classes. This video is specifically for R3402, R3501, and R3601. So I hope you're doing well. We're coming to the end of the semester. Actually, next week is our last week of classes. Classes end on June 4th. So to be honest with you, next week will be our last one of these Monday videos and our last Zoom live meeting. So just keep that in mind. You know, we really only have about a week and a half left, 2 weeks, this week, next week, but next week we end on Thursday. Also, there's a holiday today. Today is Memorial Day, and I hope you're enjoying that. Maybe, I don't know how much different your Memorial Day is from the day before, given our situation, but I do hope you enjoy the holiday anyway. Let me just give you a quick announcements of what we're doing this week. So the main thing you need to do this week is make sure that your paper part 3 is due. Paper part 3 is where you were assigned a student. You went and read their paper 1 and 2, and then under their paper part 2, you review their work. There are specific instructions for paper part 3. A lot of you have done this already, and you've already gotten your scores, and that's great. The reviews were very nice, very helpful, very kind, but also with a lot of good advice on how to choose better artworks or choose better website sources for future assignments. So those look good. Not everybody is done with those, though. I do need those to be done by the deadline, which was this Thursday, May 28th. So that's the priority. Get that done. By the way, if you had any trouble with the person to whom you were assigned, so let's say I assigned you, Jane Doe, and it turns out that Jane Doe didn't post her paper part 2, then email me and I'll assign you to somebody else. I tried to be careful about that, make sure everybody got assigned to somebody who did part 2, but some of the students then never posted the corrected part 2s to Blackboard, and that's sort of holding some people up. So if that's your case, just let me know. The other thing you're doing this week is that there's one last discussion on Blackboard. The last discussion on Blackboard is a personal reflection, your personal opinion of the online class. You guys weren't expecting to be in an online class, so it was kind of, I think, a shock for everyone, including me. So it would be nice to know what you liked about working online, what you didn't like about working online, how maybe my class was similar or different to other online classes that you did this semester. What recommendations do you have for me, for example? Would you take other online classes in the future if you weren't necessarily forced to do it as you were this time? So that is an opinion post. You still have to meet the 400 word count. You still have to reply to someone else's post. That reply can just be more of a, I agree with you, I thought this, I thought that, because the post itself is an opinion. And that's due next Sunday, May 31st, and that is the last discussion of the semester for all of my online classes. All right, so make sure you do that. Make sure you reply to somebody. If you're in R3402, make sure you do the Revel e-textbook quiz. The last one for chapter 32 is due next Sunday, May 31st. We will have a live Zoom office hour this week. I will do that tomorrow on Tuesday, May 26th at 2 o'clock. Please feel free to join. You don't have to come in right at 2, but definitely if you want to join the meeting, come in by 2:30. It's a group meeting, so you can ask questions about end of the semester stuff. You can ask questions about the final exam, which I'm going to get to in a minute, or paper part 1, 2, 3, whatever your issues are. Again, as always, if you'd like to schedule a private Zoom meeting with me, you can do that. I'm going to keep doing that for students until June 8th. So if you want to speak with me privately, we can do that. Okay? The big news, I think, for this week is that the final exam will become live this week. So the final exam is up on Blackboard. It is an exam. Everybody's got basically the same format, which is it is a 25 question multiple choice ABCD exam. Each question is worth 4 points each. That exam is already on Blackboard. It is under the tab that says final exam, and it will go live on Thursday, May 28th at noon. I posted a separate video on Blackboard explaining everything you need to know for the final. What I'll just say here is that there is a study guide under that same tab right above the final is the study guide for your specific class, exactly what chapters to read or exactly what videos and readings to do before starting the exam. And that the exam itself, you have an unlimited amount of time between May 28th and June 8th to take it. There's no time limit. It's not like a 2-hour exam or a 4-hour exam. You could take 10 hours if you want, but you do have to finish it by June 8th. And lastly, once you answer any question on the exam, that answer becomes your final answer, and you cannot go back and change answers once you submit an answer. So that's the basic situation with the final, but I gave more specific instructions on the YouTube video and also on the study guide. One last thing about that, I cannot give extensions on the final exam. So you must do it by June 8th. If you write to me on June 9th and say, oh my, I completely forgot the final, can I do it now? I'm not reopening it for anyone because my grades are due like immediately after, and I'm giving you almost 2 weeks to work on it. So I can't keep extending it until the end of time, right? You have 2 weeks to do it in the 2 weeks. Once it closes, it's done. And that's basically it. We'll be done. And I'm hoping you'll have your grades for the class no later than June 12th. So thanks so much. We can talk more at the Zoom live meeting, and I'll do one more of these videos next week, and I hope to see you then. Stay safe, be well, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye, guys.